Hi guys, my name is Peggy here at Peggy Still Stitching. This video is going to be my 2025 WIP parade. So I have actually filmed this already, and then I noticed that the air conditioner was really loud. I am in a different space because there is still an air conditioner, but this one has like a quiet mode, so I'm hoping that that's okay. If not, it's 30 degrees here in Australia, and I don't have a choice. So basically a lot of people do sort of come across WIP parades. So I am 32 years old. I live in Australia. I have been cross stitching consistently since about 2020 when we all got put on lockdown and we're at home. But I have been cross stitching essentially since I was 10. That's the first finished piece that I've ever did, and I sort of did that on and off growing up, going to my grandparents because my nan was a cross stitcher, and then didn't do it for quite some time, and picked it back up again during COVID. So essentially that's it. So I started with one WIP in 2020, and now I don't actually know how many. I think at the end of this video I will have a rough idea, and I'll put some stats I think on my Instagram. So it is just Peggy's Still Stitching with Peggy's _ stitching over at Instagram. So if you are interested, I will update over there. So anyway, I'm gonna jump into it. I have them all sort of laid out on my bed here, and there's a lot. So let's just jump into it. Okay, so the first one I want to show is Dark Queen of the Sea from Autumn Designs. I'll pop up a picture on this side maybe. And this is really beautiful. They did two of them. So they did this one, and then they did the Dark Sea of the Earth, which is beautiful. But I have such a small start on the one that I'm doing, but I would love to do that one as well. So this is where I'm up to. Oh, I'm using a light today, which I never do. And you can actually see the opalescent in this fabric. It's really nice. So that is where I'm up to. So not a lot. It's beautiful. It's on a piece of 18 count Ada, opalescent Ada from Crypted Designs. It's called Christmas, and it was December's fabric of the month from 2023. So I started it then, and yeah, I think it'll look really cool on this fabric. But yeah, I just need to get some work in on that one. Autumn Designs are their charts are really easy to read. I do like a colored chart. I never used to, but I actually find it's easier to see that color changes or that a symbol changes. So I do really like that you have that option with them. Oh, and this is a massive bag. This is from Tazar's Handmade. She's over on Facebook. She doesn't have an Etsy or anything at this stage. She's made to order, but you should definitely check her out. I have a lot of bags by her. Okay, so the next one is the Floral Sugar Skull from Artist Alley. I'll pop up a picture here of what it looks like. This is really cool. I really like this, the way this looks. I saw someone finish it, a finish of it on Facebook, and it just looked unreal. And I'd already been looking at doing it. So I did get started. This is where I'm up to. So I've actually done a lot of work. One thing I've realized, because I did start this about a year ago, is that I don't like confetti. Small bits of confetti or small elements with confetti are okay. I can do that. This whole thing is confetti heavy, and as much as I love the pattern, I do struggle to pull it out or want to stitch on it, but I think it's stunning. I really like the detail, and you only get that detail with confetti, so it's like a catch-22 there. You love the way it looks, but it's just a lot of work. And yeah, so that one I just struggle with the motivation. This is stitched on a piece of 18 count Confederate grey, just from Zygarde. I think I got it from JK's cross stitching supplies. So yeah, look how, like, just look at that pumpkin, and like that, is it a tulip or some type of flower? Like, it's beautiful, and it'll look so cool when it's done. It's just, you know, one of those things that, yeah, you love the way they look, but working on them, it's just, yeah. And this is in another Taryn's bag, another one. I really like this one too. Okay, what else? I'll show this one because I only recently just showed this one in my last video. So this, I love this pattern so much. This is probably my favorite at the moment to work on. And I don't, like, this will be done, I imagine, pretty quickly if I continue the way that I am. So I'll have to do a bit of evaluating once I get through all this, what I want to focus on. And then I'll probably do an update, like another video with like my 2025 plans, but I don't see this one making it till even my mid-year WIP parade, to be honest. So this is Enchanted Quaker by Luminous Fibre Arts, and I started this one at JK's Cross Stitch Retreat. It was in September of 2024. I started it with Adelaide Stitches. She's here on YouTube. She's super consistent. If you want a super consistent Aussie floss tuber, she's your girl. She's only new to Flosstube and she is just kicking goals over there. So this is where I am up to. So you can see I've actually done a lot of work on this one, and most of this work actually came in like the last couple of weeks. I did all my December stitching and all my ornaments and all of that, and then as soon as that was done, I picked this one up. So the blocky looking color is, what is it, Stepping Stone from Weeks Dye Works, and then the more purpley color is Lavender from Weeks Dye Works. This was the first time I'd ever used a fancy floss, and it was like, it was really, really good. This is stitched on a piece of 18 count Lavender Raw Ada by Paddock Lane Designs, and Lisa at Paddock Lane Designs actually even helped me pick the colors to go on this. So this is lovely. I'm really excited for this one to be finished. I have no idea what I'll do with it. I might turn it into a cushion, I don't know. But yeah, I'm really, really happy with how this is looking, and I know that this one won't take long to get done because it's like monochromatic, and yeah, I really, really like that. And I have that in one of my favorite fabric bags as well. So this is from Simply Narelle. She is here on Flosstube as well, so I'll tag her down below. And yeah, her bags are over on Etsy. So yeah. Okay, this one. I'm just going to show this folder because I have a couple of them, and they're all from Taryn at Tazar Handmade. I just want to make sure you can't see the pattern before I show it. Okay, so that's the bag. It opens up, you can put your pattern in there, and then bobbins on the side. I think I've got about 8 of these actually, and they're really, really nice. So this one is the Alice in Wonderland tree from Tiny Modernist. This is what it looks like. I absolutely love Tiny Modernist trees. I've done the Poe tree. I just recently finished the Nutcracker tree. I've started the Alice tree, and I do have the Wizard of Oz tree as well that I haven't started or kitted up yet. But yeah, very, very, I just think they're so cute. Anyway, this is where I'm up to on this one. So really just a small start. Try and only do one at a time so that, you know, I actually get the work done and can complete one. So I'm averaging at 1 a year. So I think if I focus on it, I won't have any dramas. They're nice, easy to stitch patterns, small elements. So you get like little finishes along the way. So it just feels good. This is stitched on a piece of 18 count camo from Paddock Lane Designs. And yeah, look how cute he is. I need to finish his face, but yeah. So right at the top of that one, but I know from now experience that I can get that done if I was to focus on it. I'm going to pull this one as well because this is one I do plan to finish as well this year. So this is what it is. So it's the Black Pearl from the Witchy Stitcher. I have a lot of patterns from the Witchy Stitcher. I really enjoy her patterns. Their PDFs are done really well. They're easy to purchase. A lot of people do stitch her patterns, so you can get a lot of inspiration online as well, which, like, if you're someone that isn't surrounded by cross-stitchy friends, I'm not. No one in my real life now cross stitches. My nan passed away a couple of years ago now, so I don't have a person close to me that I can sort of pop ideas off. It's like, that's where Flosstube has been amazing. I've met some really, really cool people where I'm able to just send them a message and be like, what do you think about this? Like Adelaide, one of the girls I met at the cross stitch retreat, Linda, like I've sent her photos, like, what do you think of this? The Ditty Stitcher, which we literally have just communicated via Instagram, but I couldn't find a color one day, and I was like, do these two look the same? The same as Chloe, who she is an Australian cross stitcher, Flosstuber as well, and I was like, can you just send me this with this so I can see they're similar? So the internet's a really cool place when you have a particular interest that, you know, isn't what everyone around you is interested in. Anyway, I digress. This is, wow, sorry. This is where I am up to. I love this so much. This is so easy to stitch because it's another monochromatic piece, easy to do. I have a daughter, so to not have to concentrate on changing colors or making sure, like, yeah, it's very, very fun to stitch. This is done on a piece of 18 count lavender fields from Catacombs Designs. And I love this so much. I want to have this one done. I'd like to have it done before October so I could like actually have a little bit of a Halloween thing happening. Yeah, because I've got Sleepy Hollow, the Legend of Sleepy Hollow from the Witchy Stitcher as well on the other side, and there'll be like a little matching pair. So I'd really like to have that completed and framed for Halloween this year. Because now I have like a couple of Halloween finished pieces. It'd be really cool to be able to like pull them out and display them and put them away. Like, it just feels so like grown up. I don't know. Anyway, speaking of the Ditty Stitcher, this is where I saw this as well. So this is the, the Moon Phase Bell Pull from Tiny Modernist. It is part of a sale over on Instagram. I think it's the Aurora Moon Phase sale. So there's a hashtag over on Instagram if you're interested, you want to be part of it. This is where I am up to. So I haven't touched this in a while actually. It's a massive piece of fabric because it's a bell pull, so it's like huge, but I just had it folded up so where you could see it. This is a piece of 18 count Stonehenge from Bestitch Me. I don't have a lot of pieces of Bestitch Me fabric because I am in Australia and the fabric is expensive, and yeah, basically it costs a fair bit to get a piece of Bestitch Me fabric in Australia shipped to Australia. So, and I do like to support my fellow Aussie creatives, and that's why most of my fabric will be, yeah, Australian dyers. So yeah, I don't have any sort of plans to work on that in the near future. I really like it. It's something I do have to have good lighting when I do stitch on, so that does affect when it gets pulled out. Okay, this one here, I really like this. So this is the Vanity sampler from Hello by Liz Matthews. I am doing a color conversion done by Can the Stitcher. She is here on YouTube and on Instagram. The conversion's actually saved in one of the little files on her Instagram. So Cam and Bridget, the museum stitcher, just completed this last year. They put some effort in to get it done before the end of the year, which is an incredible feat, to be honest. So if you want to see a completed one, head over and check them out. But this is where I am up to. So I have got the border fully outlined. I have done a lot of work on this. There's a lot of work to go because it's such a big pattern, but I'm just gonna like put that in front of my face so you can see it properly. This is really lovely. This is also stitched on a piece of 18 count Turbulent from Paddock Lane Designs. This is my favorite fabric that she does. So if you're ever on her website, you are unsure what to get, this and Eucalyptus is my favorite. She does 2 eucalyptus. She does eucalyptus and then eucalyptus leaves. So the leaves one is more modeled and eucalyptus is more like flat. So yeah, I will pull this out this year. I don't know when. I have some sort of goals, especially the first part of the year. So I can't commit that one will be pulled out before sort of like April, but I love it. I'd love to get some more work on it. I'd like to see it, if not a completed piece this year, by the end of next year. I did start it now. It's probably 18 months old. So I probably do need to start, you know, pulling it out, getting some work. And yeah, what I might do is I'm going to grab a piece of the eucalyptus that I was just talking about. So this is the pattern. I actually am stitching this from the cross stitch from the Earth book from Emma Congdon. I love her pattern. So Emma Congdon, Stitch Rovia, same person. This pattern's beautiful and this is a goal. So this pattern I would like to have completed by March. It is for my best friend. I think at this point she thinks it's an imaginary thing that's not actually going to happen. So I would like to commit to that. This is where I am up to. This is probably about 60% done. So I've almost finished, like fully finished the top 2 pages and then come down to the bottom 2 pages. The bottom 2 pages though are, I think they're like less counties, like as you did all the vines and stuff, although it's just one color, like there's just a lot of counting in that. And the bottom doesn't seem so bad, like you're counting off spots, you're not sort of stitching into nothingness. So yeah, I just love that bee. I think the bee is just beautiful. Like I just want to stitch the bee by itself on something. I don't know what, but yeah. And this is a piece of 18 count eucalyptus. So it's like a really light green. There's some modeling, but it's nothing that's going to like distract from a busy pattern, which I really like. I think that there is a place for modeling, and this pattern for me, it wasn't it. I just love it so much. So yeah, I'm really happy with how this is going. I do believe I'll be able to get this one done by March. It's staying out, everything. I'm gonna like sort of pack things away, so it's like it's harder to look at and get distracted by the shinies. In that same folder, I have this pattern. So it's Never Underestimate the Difference You Make. It's from the same book, so I keep them together because I'm stitching from the book. I just think this is beautiful, and this is smaller. So the last pattern is like a 4-page spread. This pattern is a 2-page, so it is smaller. I just love the colors in this. So this is where I am up to. So this is obviously a busier piece of fabric because the pattern's not as busy. So yeah. So this is stitched on a piece of 18 count Bushfire from Paddock Lane Designs. This was a fabric of the month in 2023. It is now available on her website. It wasn't for a while, being a fabric of the month, and it is just stunning. It is stunning. Like, yeah. This is up there with one of my favorite dyes from her as well. It's absolutely beautiful, and I think the colors look really, really good on this. So yeah, I don't have any immediate plans to pull this one out. It sort of like by default gets work done because it's in the same folder as that one. So if I've sort of, you know, need to like put that one down for a second and pick up something else, this is right there. So it just, yeah, it gets worked on by default. And it's beautiful. So having it right there with that, I'm just going to show you this bag as well. This is another one of Taryn's bags. But I just feel like this pattern fits those two projects so well. Okay, let's get a big one out of the way. So this is a massive pattern. I'm a fair bit behind now. So this is the Mystery Stitch Along from 2024 from Fox and Rabbit Designs. So it was free with monthly releases. It's now for sale if it is something that you want to stitch now that you've seen it all. I was a little bit behind in like September, and then October I did Halloween stitching, November, December, Christmas. So now I'm sort of 4 months behind, but that's okay. I've got the pattern. It's not going anywhere. I have also downloaded this year's Mystery Stitch Along and already ordered a piece of fabric for that. So I could just be digging myself a hole here in Fox and Rabbit patterns, but that's okay. So this is where I'm up to. There's no way to show this without just covering my face. So that is the project. This is stitched on a piece of 18 count Haunted from Paddock Lane Designs. I picked my own DMC because it was a monochromatic piece. If you are interested in this sal or the new sal, Fox and Rabbit have a Facebook page dedicated to their mystery sales, which is really, really cool because you can sort of see what everyone's doing and like jump on and ask for advice from people stitching the same pattern and see what they've done. I really enjoy that side of their sales because everyone on there is obviously stitching the same thing. So you can communicate like quite quickly. You're not waiting for responses. You're not, yeah, you can just get an update quite quickly. So that is beautiful. I do want to get work done on that. But you know, as I said, I have some goals. So yeah, this one is Even When, and it is from, what year was it? Last year, so 2024's Halloween Just Cross Stitch magazine. I will put a picture up of the patterns. I am going to stitch them like this way. I don't know how I will finish it because I'm stitching it on an 18 count. It's really tiny. So I don't know what's going to be the best, oh, I shouldn't have zippered that, sorry for zippers, the best way to finish it, but I will worry about that when we get there. So where is it? There we go. I'll just move that thread. A lot of mine have threads and needles hanging off them for no good reason, to be honest. And this is where I am up to. So yeah, I've almost finished one part of the 3. I am stitching this with, instead of throw 10, I'm using Black Coffee from Colour and Cotton, and I'm using just the called for the skeleton. Yeah, this is stitched on a piece of 18 count Koala, which was a fabric of the month by Fancy Fabrics, which I don't believe they are dyeing anymore. I was in their Fabric of the Month club. It stopped a while ago. If she has started again, then yeah, sorry for wrong information, but yeah, I really like this. I think it's really cute, but yeah, it's gonna be tiny. If you have any ideas on what would look cool to finish that off, let me know, but it's just so little. Okay, this one is also, oh, how did it open? From the Just Cross Stitch Halloween magazine, and this is from 2024 as well. So this is Baba Yaga's Hut, and it's from the Stitch Crypt. So I really, really like this. Now, this I think I accidentally stitched on 20 count, which I don't know how I got. I probably bought it off like a, you know, Facebook sale when Lisa was clearing fabric. So it's from Paddock Lane Designs. This is the fabric, so it's very, very busy, but I think that this pattern will look really, really cool when it's completed. So that is where I am up to. So I've just done the top little ghosty, and I'm sort of doing the outline of the roof. I think I'd like to get the black done first and then like do the fill in from there. But yeah, I think this is really cute. I really like this like style of stitching where it's like one little like block piece and then the fabric can also play part of it. Yeah, so that's that one there. Okay, this is a very minimal start, however it's a very minimal project. So this is called Boo Watch from Cotton Pixels. It's really, really cute, but it's only tiny, and I have stitched, what have I stitched? The entire top row, I think. So this is as big as it's going to be, and it's a square, so it's only going to be, you know, tiny. Yeah, this will be a finish. At some point I will pull it out, and because there's so little stitches, it won't take long to knock over. So yeah, this is also stitched on a piece of 18 count hand dyed fabric by Adelaide. She gave this to me at the cross stitch retreat, and we named it Fairy Glen. So yeah, she's not like a dyer that like sells her fabric, but it was a gift and I love it so much. And I've got lots of it, so when that's done I'll be able to use it for something else, which is really, really cool. I think I started this in like October, and I, you know, just met her in September, so I just wanted to put something on it, and got 100 stitches apparently, and was like, okay, cool, goal achieved. So yeah, okay, this one here, I was so excited to start this, and then I never did. And I didn't because I bought a piece of like just standard navy Zweigart Ada, and then I got into hand dyed fabrics, and then I didn't feel like it was like interesting enough, and so I just procrastinated. And then one day I was just kind of stalking Colour Cascades fabrics because she had stopped dyeing and then come back, and I had never bought anything from her, so I thought, you know what, I'm gonna do that. And this is where I'm up to. So I've only stitched on it once, twice, maybe 2 days. I haven't picked it up again. And this is a piece of 18 count Sorcerer. It is beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And I love that this is like, it's still navy, but it's modeled, but it's not crazy. It's not, there's not like white in it. It's still blue. The whole thing is blue, but it's just got that slight variegation and modeling that makes it interesting. So yeah, I'd love to get some work on that one this year. I don't have any like sort of set plans for it, but for such a minimal amount of stitching, yeah. And the thing is that this is just in a boring bag. I do actually have a bag to move this into that's more suited. I haven't even kitted it up fully. I like pulled out the few that I needed to just get it started, and then was like, okay, cool, it started. So I need to fully kit that up properly and then get some work on it. Okay, this next one will be a finish this year as well. It's really, really tiny. It is from the Disney cross stitch magazines. I have since pulled it out of the folder and put it in with the bag and the project, and I can't tell you exactly which one. I have from 1 all the way through to I think 140 now of the Disney cross stitch magazines. My mum buys them, so I've got a lot of those now. But I love Maleficent. I love the movie. I love the story. I have debates, you know, about the metaphors behind it and the symbolism, and I think that it's such a good movie as well. I think they've done a really, really good job of telling her story and not just like anyway, don't get me started. This is where I am up to. So I know I have finished both the 2 greens, and there's only 1 green left, and then I've got to do the vines. So there's a lot of like fractional stitches though in this, and I don't I'm stitching this on a piece of 18 count Ada. So fractional stitches are a little bit hard, and it's not what I was expecting. So I'm sort of just like fluffing my way through the vines. They will look fine. No one will know. Yeah, I think this is beautiful. And this is on such a massive piece of fabric as well that like once that's done, I can sort of start planning for it. Not that I need to ration my fabric because I have so bloody much of it, but anyway. This pattern here, this project, I don't actually think I've shown before. So So I started this in 2023. I was meant to have this completed in November of 2023 to give to my sister for her wedding. I don't even think I've shown her that I worked on it. And I haven't worked on it probably since about 2 months before, like September 2023. I would like to complete this because I am halfway done. There's no reason why this is just sat here. It's like I just forgot about it. I was stitching it consistently. It was for her, and then I forgot. And then it was just gone. It was out of sight and it didn't exist anymore. So this is where I am up to. And I am just stitching this on a piece of 18 count. I think it's ivory, actually. I've got a random thread just hanging out, trying to tidy that up. It's only small, and I've done the top. So it's halfway done. I just need to fill in, all isn't charted with stitching, because it says all you need is love, but my sister's favorite color is yellow. So in the pattern that is, I think it's blue, but I did change it to a yellow. And yeah, it's really, really cool. This sort of reminds me of the old Ed Hardy patterns on t-shirts and stuff like that. I'll see if I can include a photo so that I make sense for anyone who doesn't, but I just get that sort of vibe from it. But anyway, I am going to finish that this year, and I'm going to have it to my sister for her 2nd wedding anniversary, and she's going to see this video because she consistently does actually watch them. So thank you, Tammy, for being part of supporting your crazy sister. And I will have that for your 2nd wedding anniversary. It's happening. I'm leaving it out. I've already found the box of the colors, so it's happening. All right. This next one is really hard to show. It's in a very old cross stitch book. There's no copyright on this, but I feel like it would be early 90s. It is not available. You can find the book sometimes for sale on eBay. That's how I would recommend looking for this pattern, because it did also once come in a kit, which is my nan had actually stitched this and was framed sitting next to her chair. I do have a photo of that, so I'll try and include her finished version of this. But this is the pattern. No, it is not. I'll come this way. This is the pattern. So it's a Snow White bell pull. It is beautiful. The pattern sucks to read. It is very difficult to read. If you're only an early stitcher, you may not have seen patterns that look like this. So they're almost hand-drawn little squiggles, and they're not as consistent, or not as concise as what patterns are done these days. So it does make it hard to work on, which is probably what slowed me down. But this, where are we? This is where I am up to. It's such a big piece of fabric that it's hard to maneuver. This is where I'm up to. So I have started Snow White. You can now clearly see that this is meant to be Snow White, which is cool. But yeah, I'd like to get some more work on that this year. It's a big project. It's sort of sentimental as well, so sometimes I find it hard to pull it out and work on it. Yeah, but yeah, I really, really like this. I loved my nan's version of this. She had it framed in this red frame. It was just cool, and she sat next to it every day and stitched, which I just love that I could then have that done maybe. Who knows? Okay, so this one here is a new start. I only started this week. So this is from Cottage Garden Samplings from the Fabulous House series, and it's number 3, the greenhouse. So this is the pattern, and this is where I am up to. So it's about 700 stitches. I don't know, I'll just random thread there. This is stitched on a piece of 18 count Cloudy Moon Ada from Paddock Lane Designs. It was October's fabric of the month. So you can purchase this on her Patreon. Yeah, it's really lovely, and it's a fat quarter plus. So I'd actually be able to fit 4 of them onto the same piece of fabric, which is going to be really, really cool. I've bought 4. There's another 4 that I want. I think at the moment the series has 13, but not all of them are things that I would necessarily want to stitch or, you know, enjoy. So even having 8 that I want to stitch is absolutely absurd. I'm one person. Who do I think I am? But there's that one, and there's 2 sort of like castle-y ones that I currently own that I will definitely want to stitch. Okay, this one here is, I'm going to show you the pattern because it is free on their website. Hopefully they don't have an issue, but there's no like completed picture to show you. This is from Fox and Rabbit Designs. It is currently free on their website, and it is the 2019 Christmas tree. So that just gives you an idea of what it looks like, where I am up to. So I haven't done anything since you saw this last, because these two elements are wrong. They all need to be moved up 1 stitch. So I need to unpick all that, and because of that, it sort of went into Project Jail and I haven't pulled it out, which is silly because this could be done. This is like 5 hours of work and it would be completed. So I just need to do that. And I love this fabric. So this is a piece of 18 count raspberry from Paddock Lane Designs, and it is just stunning. And there's like another half. So yeah, and I think that I'm stitching it in a crew, so it's like that yellowy white, and I just think it looks really, really lovely on this fabric. So yeah, I would really like to get that one completed for Christmas this year. So maybe I will pull that out for like Christmas in July, or I don't know, one day I'll just be like, I'm gonna unpull that today. So yeah. This one is sort of like a shameful project at this point. Like, I don't know why it's not finished. I don't know why I can't just pick it up and do it. So I'm not going to show a pattern of this prior, because the amount of work I've done, you can see it. And if you have made it this far into a WIP parade, you know about cross stitch, you care about cross stitch, and you have seen this pattern, you have seen this project. This is the Garden of Oddities, Greenhouse of Oddities from Lola Crow. This was the 2023 stitch along, and I'm nearly finished. I have basically 1 release and 1 that's like half finished. So let's say 2. So that means that would be that's like 2 weeks worth of stitching as far as the releases went. So there's no reason why I haven't completed this when this stitch along is been finished for over a year. Like, I just need to get it done. So, and it's beautiful. Like, I want to have it finished, and I have so much extra fabric like hanging around that I could use for something else. And this is stitched on a piece of 18 count Mummy by Bestitch Me. So yeah, it's beautiful. And why can't I finish it? She's done a whole, that's why this year I didn't, in 2024, I didn't do she did like an aquarium, and it was beautiful. But if I can't finish this, I don't want to start another one. I'd like to have this finished before she even talks about whatever she's going to release this year, because I would like to obviously see what she releases. But I really enjoyed stitching that at the time, until I just got to the last one and was like, nah, it's almost done. Why would I finish it? Anyway, this here is, I really like this bag. I'm going to show you because I have got the big light on today, and it's got like a sparkle, which now you probably can't see, but anyway. This is a picture of the pattern. I have not picked this up in ages. I have threads hanging everywhere. I don't know why I haven't picked it up. It's just another one of those things. I got started, worked on really, really heavily for 2 weeks, and then put down, and yeah, it didn't exist anymore. So this is where I am up to. So I have just started the top. This is stitched on a piece of 18 count, what are you? Catacombs from Bestitch Me. It's really lovely as well. This fabric's really beautiful. So like, anything that's on a piece of Bestitch Me, because Bestitch Me fabric's so hard to get, like, why am I not working on it? Like, anyway, so there's that one. I don't have any plans. That one will get pulled out probably around my Halloween stitching time, just because of the goals that I have, like, currently. So yeah, this is Enchanted Objects, I think. It's from the Disney Cross Stitch magazine. Again, I can't tell you which one because I pulled them out. So I have done a fair amount of work on this. This is one I should probably get finished as well. Where am I? I don't want to show you upside down. So I've done a lot of work on this one. This is stitched on a piece of 18 count, it's 18 count cruising. This was a July fabric of the month from Paddock Lane Designs from 2023. So yeah, it's really, really pretty. There's a lot of like detail without you sort of even realizing. Like that book corner looks like nothing when you look at it like close up in your stitching, and then you step back and you can see that it's a book corner. Like the detailing in this is, yeah, really cool. The thing with the Just Cross Stitch magazines is their patterns are also a little bit tricky to read. They photocopy like crap, so to have a working copy is hard. And so like I have a working copy and then I have the original copy, and I'm sort of like stitching but referencing both to make sure that I'm not missing a stitch or a half stitch or whatever in the photocopy version. This is a really pretty pattern as well, just throwing that out there. Okay, this one here was a restart. I don't know if I restarted it. No, I did restart it this year because I gave away the fabric that it was originally on at the at the JK's Cross Stitch Retreat. So this is the Crypted Stitch Along from the Witchy Stitcher. I have the pattern for this and the Supernatural one. So in theory, I'd like to have both completed. I think they're really cool patterns. There's a lot of detail in this, but there's not like crazy amounts of stitching. The patterns are done really well, so you get that detail without like it being horrible to stitch. So yeah, this is stitched on a piece of, I think this is Birch from Whoopsie Daisy Fabrics, which is Daisy Chain Stitchery's fabric line. Yes, so they're also Australian. And yeah, I bought a couple of pieces of their fabric this year. So that's how it looks. When I started it the first time, I came across and went down. So to like sort of mix it up this year, I'm going, well, this go around, I'm going to try and sort of stitch the border as I go and stitch some of these like elements, the boxes, and then it'll feel like I get little finishes along the way as well. Yeah, but this is very, very pretty fabric. I really like the colors on this. Sorry, I don't iron things. I don't iron things at the best of times. So yeah, it's really lovely. Have, once again, another one I don't sort of have intentional plans on. There are those few that I have that I'd like to get done, and anything that sort of falls in around them will be okay. This is, I love this. I actually saw, it was Linda had stitched this. I either saw her when she was stitching in person or just on her Instagram, and I needed to start it. So this is Nevermore from Lila Studios. It is really, really, I don't know, I just think it's cool. And I do stitch a lot of like Poe patterns that I've finished, some Nevermores along the way. I did the Poe from Tiny Modernist, so I don't know why I just like that sort of thing. This is where I'm up to. This fabric is so cool. This is from Crafty Leanie, and this is from her Fabric of the Month Club. This is called Amethyst, and it is beautiful. I think at the moment she does have a piece of amethyst available on her Etsy, but I don't know. And yeah, that's where I'm up to. So I've like started, I've done like a decent amount of like stitching for a start, but I would like to pull that one out and get some work on that one this year. I really like a good Quaker. It's funny, when I first started stitching again, I didn't think that I would like the Quaker style. And then that seems to have been what my stitching has like accidentally turned into. So I don't know why. It's just what happened, I guess. This is Arabesque from Jan Hicks Creates. I really like this pattern. The first time I saw this pattern, Laura from Stitching by the Shore, she's here on, she does Flosstube as well. She's a crazy stitcher. She posts every week so much progress. So she's impressive. I'll tag her down below if you haven't seen her, but if you're watching Flosstube, I'd be pretty surprised if you hadn't already come across Laura. This is where I am up to. Oh, if I can get the folding right. This modeling is stunning. This is what I was talking about before, like when modeling becomes part of the design, part of the pattern, or takes away. So this is a monochromatic piece. I've chosen to do this in, what is it? Classic Colorworks Black Coffee. And I just think it looks so cool. Like, it's not black, but it's dark. And I think that the modeling in this fabric makes it really interesting. When I was mapping this out, I think I was meant to sort of start it up, but I liked the modeling sort of better a little bit further down. And then that somehow has managed to only give me like 2 centimeters worth of border on the bottom, which is really silly. But it will fit. I did check. And then I might actually I don't know, I might have to bribe someone to turn this into a project bag for me, because I think that would look really, really cool, but I can't sew. I don't have a sewing machine. That's a whole nother hobby in itself that I probably don't want to jump into just yet. But yeah, I love this. It's really fun to stitch. It's just easy. Yeah, that one will get work on it just by default because I enjoy stitching it so much. So yeah, this is in another Simply in a Rel bag. I don't think I've been consistently showing you my project bags along the way, but it is what it is. This one here is a Stitch Rovia pattern. This is a Santa stop here. This is what it looks like when you purchase a PDF off her Etsy. I have actually split this up into like 2, so I'll just show you. So I've got Santa up the top and then the Santa stop here down the bottom. These 2 are almost finished. I think with the Santa, I have like minimal to sort of like fill in. And then for the bottom one, I literally just need to do the bottom of stops. Santa stop here, just the bottom of stop. So that I'm going to save this one for Christmas in July. And I will have that down as like a finished, complete, put it in a hoop. I want to have it on my tree this year. So that'll be exciting. And at least I know then that they're almost done. It should literally be like 1 stitching session to just finish the stitches and then move on. That is stitched on a piece of 18 count unnamed fabric from Patty Clean Designs. So I don't have the name of that one. This one here is, if you just watched my last video, you've seen it. And it is the Gingerbread House from Shannon Christie Designs. I don't think I have a photo of what this is meant to look like, but it was part of her 12 Days of Christmas for 2023, and it's almost done. I will have that one completed. It's probably only 1 or 2 stitching sessions, and then I'll be able to put it in a hoop. I've completed like 4 of these so far, so I'll include like a little fun photo of where you can see one that is in a hoop and on one of my girlfriend's trees. But yeah, this is stitched on a piece of 18 count nutmeg, and I don't see it making it past Christmas in July. I think Christmas in July this year I'll focus on the ones I've started and haven't finished, get them done, so then there's at least 3 mini finishes like for sure, and then evaluate closer to the time. But I know that, yeah, I'll put these ones away until then. I think I only have 1 left. Yes, so this is the last one. What is it? Oh, yep. So this is a Mermaid Sleeps Here from Stitch Rovia. This is just really cute. I started stitching this for my daughter. I will finish it eventually. Yeah, I can't tell you when. this is it's very cute though. So that's where I'm up to. So I've done a decent amount of work. I'm probably like 25% of the way through. This is stitched on coral, a piece of 18 count coral beach, maybe coral. It was a fabric of the month from 2023. So, and I don't think it made it to a permanent line, but it's pretty similar to like the light pinks that, yeah, it's very nice. And this is the first time I ever used, what is this stuff? Like this DMC, like the sparkly stuff. I don't know, but I don't really like it, to be honest. It's gonna look cool and it's only in like a few set little pieces, but I feel like because it is only in a few like set little pieces, it's like on the bottom of the tag, like you're not even gonna know. So like, was it really worth me spending like $4 on what, there's 2 of them, so like $8, which is nothing, I know that, but for like maybe 10 stitches in it, I don't know. But anyway, it's nice. It's nice, it's cute, it's part of the pattern. I'll do as I'm told, because if Emma Congdon says I should do it, I will, but you know. Okay, that is everything in my WIPs currently. I know I have some projects that will be coming, that will be getting started in the next like few weeks, so this will get added to, and that's okay. If you don't have this many WIPs, that is okay. If you have double this amount of WIPs, that is okay. I like to have variety. I have stitching for different things. They are all, my stitching is obviously very diverse, from mermaids to the Mothman, like very diverse, from skulls to flowers to butterflies. And I think that that's where cross stitching has changed so much. You don't just have to stitch a teddy bear and a duck and some like outline of a creepy clown. You can stitch whatever you want. If there is a pattern that you would like to stitch, you can pretty much guarantee you're going to find something close to it on Etsy. And that's where I love how much cross stitch has changed. It's more diverse, there's more available, you don't just have to stitch a flower on a cushion, and that's what's great about it. If you have made it this far, leave me a book emoji, because I think if I wrote all my WIPs down on a piece of paper, it'd look like a small novel. Not really, but you know. And please subscribe if you haven't already. I'd love you to be part of the community. WIP parades do bring people in that don't normally, wouldn't normally come across your videos. So there's a lot here, and yeah. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Bye, guys.